Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your Planning Outlook video, updated on Tuesday the 7th of February. Now, cold easterly winds are taking over as we go towards the end of this week. Widespread cold conditions across all of the mountain regions, with most terrain frozen, and there will be some snow showers or snow flurries in the forecast as well, particularly across eastern regions where snow may be rather frequent on a few days, but away towards the west, often dry conditions are in the forecast, and a similar sort of pattern may well continue well into next week. So let's have a look at the details. As usual, plenty more information can be found in the written files updated every day here on the website. We'll just set the scene with the synoptic charts for the next couple of days. Here's Wednesday first of all. High pressure is centred out towards Scandinavia, a strong area of high pressure blocking the incoming frontal systems from the Atlantic. An easterly wind then setting itself up, ushering in increasingly cold air. This front that's in place is the one that went eastwards through Monday and into Tuesday, and it's just the weak remnants of that hangs around into Wednesday daytime. Areas of low cloud then pretty extensive across those easternmost mountains, all the way from Scotland down the Pennines, I think, for much of the day. A few snow flurries around, not generally amounting to a great deal, but maybe frequent across the eastern highlands at times. Meanwhile, away towards the western coast of Scotland, more in the way of cloud breaks, occasional sunshine coming through, and a largely dry picture. That cold southeasterly is with us through into Thursday. A significant wind chill where you're exposed on the higher areas. The wind's not particularly strong, around 20 to 25, perhaps locally 30 miles per hour, but will feel bitterly cold where you're exposed to it. Again, some low cloud down those eastern regions. Some snow flurries possible around some most eastern hills of Scotland, but not amounting to a great deal. Many places dry. Again, the best of the cloud breaks away more towards the west and northwest of the Highlands. Now, this chart shows you temperatures at 850 millibars in the atmosphere, and that's at around 4,500 to 5,000 feet above the surface, and just gives us a useful steer for the temperatures we're likely to see on the higher mountain tops of Scotland. It's not too far from the summit of Ben Nevis and the higher Cairngorms, for example. Now, this is on Thursday, and we can see temperatures out over the North Sea at that level are down to -10 across the Scottish Highlands, somewhere between around -4 in the west and -8 or -9 in the east. So a significantly cold air mass moving in across the Scottish mountains. On most of the Munros, then you're down to -6 to -7, maybe a little bit higher temperatures than that out across the far western Highlands, and even on the tops of the Pennines Lake District, you're around -5 to perhaps even locally a -6. And just to move that on through Thursday night into Friday, you'll see how that very cold air mass just extends further in across Scotland and northern England. So the temperatures on those highest Scottish Munros, it could be right down to -10 or so by that time. And really, the very cold air stays with us into the weekend. It may just lift a little bit, but you'll still be well below freezing. Could still be looking at -6, -7s on those higher Scottish mountains right through the weekend. Add on the wind chill factor and you'll be feeling in direct exposure close to -25 or -30. So really worth considering as you go towards this weekend. It's a significant outbreak of cold air that's coming in on this easterly flow. Just to run forwards through into next week, just gradual lift in temperature is looking likely from the south. It may well be that some of the lower level air stays very cold and we just get a slight inversion coming in from the south. Detail a little bit tricky, but I think much of the higher terrain will be widely frozen. Could still be frost from low levels up, so I don't think any of the snow cover is going too far too soon. That does exist through this weekend. So just look at the synoptic charts heading into the weekend. Here's Friday, that easterly wind then very much with us. We've got snow showers mostly on eastern regions, but some of those could be coming well inland across into the Pennines, well into the central Highlands, but western areas generally drier and with higher cloud bases. Many of the summits that should be clear at least part of the time. Heading into the weekend, and just watching the details with some caution at this stage. Basically an east-northeasterly pattern still with us. Just something of a trough line moving in from the North Sea could well give some more frequent and extensive snow showers across those eastern regions, coming down right to the lowest levels, and in places could give snow over many hours, so some significant accumulations could develop on those eastern-facing hills. Western areas generally that bit drier and brighter, and those winds may well strengthen towards gale force, perhaps on some of the higher mountains at times over the weekend, so just watch your details, and that severe wind chill is then a factor. And that risk of easterly gales on some of the mountains continues into Sunday. Again, detail uncertain. This chart would focus it more on central Scotland. That could easily move further north or south. The zone of snow showers looks most focused on the Pennines, but again, eastern Scotland not completely in the clear. All in all, it's western regions faring better for being drier and brighter. Just briefly looking towards early next week, and I think we stay with broadly cold and relatively dry conditions going forwards. Just subtle changes to the wind direction may see the air coming in a bit more from central and southern Europe, which just sees temperatures lift somewhat, so becoming less cold. That air mass not originating quite from the frigid Scandinavian or Russian climates, so just a lift in temperatures is possible. I think still some areas of low cloud coming in from the North Sea, but again, western, northwestern mountains always faring better, I suspect, for cloud breaks, showers mostly just in the form of snow flurries, so commonly dry conditions looking likely. Uncertainty to the details as we go further ahead. Basically, looking at this chart, high pressure is never too far away, even heading towards the back end of next week. Quite where it centres, though, remains to be seen, and it may well be that we start to bring in a cooler or colder northeasterly pattern again by the time we head towards the end of the week. A long way off with that one, so we'll keep an eye on that one as always. So all in all, a very wintry outlook going forwards towards this weekend and most likely well into next week as well. We'll update you with the latest thoughts in the next video online on Friday. Thanks for watching this video today, and bye for now.